Venus, often called Earth's twin, is a planet shrouded in mystery. At first glance, it seems similar to our own world, nearly the same size, similar in composition, and orbiting relatively close to the Sun. But beyond this surface, similarity lies a completely different and hostile reality, a world that could easily come straight out of science fiction. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system, with surface temperatures exceeding 465 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. Strangely, it's not the closest planet to the Sun. That honor belongs to Mercury. The extreme heat of Venus is caused by its thick atmosphere, made almost entirely of carbon dioxide, which has triggered a runaway greenhouse effect, trapping heat and creating a planet-sized oven. The conditions on Venus are nothing short of nightmarish. The air pressure on its surface is 90 times that of Earth, equivalent to being nearly a kilometer underwater. Any human or machine unprepared for such extremes would be crushed instantly. And if that weren't enough, the skies are filled with clouds of sulfuric acid, making it one of the most toxic environments in the solar system. The surface itself is a barren volcanic wasteland. Early missions that braved this inferno sent back eerie images of jagged rocks and scorched plains. There is no water, no vegetation, just a desolate yellow-orange landscape cloaked in thick, choking haze. And yet, Venus isn't lifeless. It's alive in another way. It's home to more volcanoes than any other planet in the solar system. Many of them could still be active today, slowly reshaping the planet's surface. Our first real glimpse of Venus came from the Soviet Union's Venera program during the 1970s and 1980s. These missions were among the most daring feats of exploration ever attempted. Each spacecraft had to endure immense heat, crushing pressure, and corrosive clouds. Most lasted only minutes before succumbing to Venus's deadly conditions. Yet they succeeded in capturing the first images of its surface, ghostly snapshots of a world like no other. One of the most intriguing discoveries from the Venera missions was a series of strange images showing unidentified, shape-shifting objects on Venus's surface. These objects appeared to move or change positions between photos. Some researchers speculated that these anomalies could be evidence of microbial or even primitive life forms capable of surviving in Venus's extreme environment. However, the overwhelming majority of scientists dismissed this as a misinterpretation, likely shadows, rocks, or issues caused by the harsh conditions wreaking havoc on the spacecraft's cameras. Despite the excitement, no definitive evidence of life was found. But here's the strangest part. Venus wasn't always this way. Billions of years ago, it might have looked much like Earth. Scientists believe it had oceans of liquid water and a climate that could have supported life. It's even possible that Venus was once a habitable paradise. So what happened? The answer lies in its greenhouse effect. As the sun grew brighter over time, Venus's water evaporated and carbon dioxide built up in its atmosphere. The planet heated up until it became the furnace we see today. This isn't just a tragic tale of a world gone wrong, it's a warning for our own future. While Venus's surface is hellish, the story in its skies might be different. About 50 kilometers above the ground, conditions are surprisingly Earth-like, with cooler temperatures and air pressures that humans could potentially survive. This has led some scientists to wonder, could life exist in Venus's clouds? In 2020, traces of a gas called phosphine were detected in its atmosphere. On Earth, phosphine is often associated with microbial life. Could this be a sign of living organisms floating high above Venus's surface? Or is it simply an unknown chemical process we don't yet understand? Exploring Venus remains one of the greatest challenges in planetary science. Any spacecraft sent there must endure heat, pressure, and corrosion on a scale that's nearly unimaginable. And yet, the fascination with Venus is growing. After decades of focusing on Mars, humanity is turning its attention back to this enigmatic world. NASA has announced 2 missions, Da Vinci and Veritas, aimed at studying its atmosphere and mapping its surface in unprecedented detail. Meanwhile, the European Space Agency's Envision mission will further explore the planet's mysterious geology. But why the renewed interest? Venus holds critical clues about climate change, planetary evolution, and even the potential for life beyond Earth. Understanding how Venus became an inferno could help us avoid a similar fate here on our own planet. And if we do find evidence of life in its clouds, it would change everything we know about the potential for life in the universe. Venus is also a world of fascinating quirks. Did you know that a day on Venus is longer than a year? Its slow rotation means the Sun takes 243 Earth days to cross its sky. Even more bizarre, Venus spins in the opposite direction of most planets, so the Sun rises in the west and sets in the east. And yet, despite all its extremes, Venus captures our imagination. It's the brightest object in the night sky after the moon and has inspired countless myths and legends throughout history. But now, it's a scientific puzzle waiting to be solved, a planet that could teach us as much about our future as it can about the past. The exploration of Venus is far from over. It's a tale of resilience, of technology pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible, and of humanity's endless curiosity. Venus may be hostile, but it's also a reminder of what happens when a planet takes a very different path from Earth. Whatever lies ahead, one thing is certain: Venus will continue to fascinate and challenge us for generations to come. The story of Venus is far from over, and the discoveries yet to come could reshape how we see our place in the cosmos. What do you think we'll find next on Venus? Life, or just more surprises? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.